Oh. So you still here? I wonder. They usually say that people walk away from their fantasy football teams after 2 weeks. So if you're still here, slugging it out, then welcome. We're going to give you all the tips, tricks, and all the worst decisions you could possibly make today. You know how it is. We've all been through the rafters. Welcome to the FPL Room, your Friday night feast of fantasy football. And I'm here with the main men themselves, Bilal, Omar, Brush. How we all doing? Bilal, go for you first, man. How you keeping?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. My fantasy, to be fair, I'm doing better than expected, I think. This week, a little bit of a slow week, and I blame, your Liverpool boys, Keith and Omar, Salah and Trent. Come on, man. Come on, we need to fix up. And I'm expecting big things on Monday. So, we'll get into that and what we've done last week. But, yeah, I'm excited for this show. I think this one's going to be good. I made a few changes as well that I want to talk about. One guy in particular, I'm going to keep his name hidden, but I was riding for him last year. This year, I've had enough. But yeah, I'll hold off.
He's had enough already. Bilal's protesting before the real protest on Monday. That right? Real protest happened on Monday, isn't it? How you been? Are you Glazers out?
Yeah, man. They need to go, bro. They need to go.
How about your fantasy football team?
Not as good as the first week. It was actually your boys that let me down this time. I thought I was sitting pretty. I had 3 Liverpool players to go, so I was waiting on Monday with intrigue. Had Salah captain as well, and it just all backfired, man.
Trust me, you and me both, brother. I made the 4-hour trip up to watch that game live, and let's just say when Zaha put in the bottom corner, them clean sheet wipeouts just killed me off, bro. You know what I mean? I'm riding for Trent as well. We spoke about how Trent's the guy, right?
Bro, yeah, we broke it down week 1. We said as well it's between him and Cancelo, and the ones that went with Cancelo at the moment, they're on the up.
They're living life. They're living life. Mr. Differential himself, Omar, Mr. Edgy, Mr. Embuemo, Mr. Bottom of the league right now. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm all right. Just on that United point, I'm just keen to see what empties Old Trafford quicker, the protest or Mohamed Salah's hat-trick. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, you know what they say. Tough times never last. Tough people last. I'm gonna continue being edgy. I'm gonna continue being proactive. We'll get into it, but we might see our first wild card of the squad going out there. We might see it.
Going balls deep already, Holmes.
To be honest, I think for the last 5-6 years, I've probably played my wild card in the first 5 weeks, and it's normally my turning point. So I'm praying again.
I'll tell you what though, is different now because we get 2 wild cards, right? Like back in the day, you only got 1 for the entire season, and I think now you can justify using this one early.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I got completely slapped in the first week, man. I went Kane for Haaland's myself, and Kane let me down.
Yeah, to be fair, Keith, at the time, I did say I thought that was the more sensible move, bro. Yeah. Like on paper, you would expect Kane to slap in it against Southampton. So, yeah, shocker.
Someone made a great point.
Especially because they had 4 goals, and for him not to get any sort of attack in return is mad. Sorry, Bilal, what were you saying?
Yeah, no. I was going to say, someone made a great point last week, and somehow we all seem to have collective amnesia. And that was that Kane doesn't score in August. He scored against Chelsea.
I did mention in our first show that he's a bit goal shy in August.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's one point that I don't know. I didn't think about it as well. But I went for Haaland anyway. Shiny new toy. I'm not turning that down.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was FOMO, man. That's why I put Haaland in there, just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, shout out Eunice, man. KDB captain. You know what it is, with Kevin De Bruyne. I'm flirting with the idea, I'm flirting with the idea a lot at the moment. The guy, he seems to have so much more space in front of him now. You know what I mean? The assists to Haaland, those shots out of nowhere. I reckon he's going to bag a few goals, a few assists. The price range is still awkward for a player that in that position. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many premiums can you have in that one position? But shout out Eunice, man. Kevin De Bruyne, captain.
It's almost a toss-up, isn't it, in that price range between Salah and De Bruyne? Yeah. And I think it's just going to be a lottery on which week you have which one.
That finish by De Bruyne, though, absolute joke. I watched it. I don't know how many times I watched that finish against Bournemouth. Yeah. The way he just hits it outside of the foot, generates a power, accuracy. Well, honestly, you have to say it's been one of the best players. Maybe probably in the Premier League era, full stop.
He's best footballer in the world, in my opinion.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
so you're gonna reveal how it all went down this week.
We'll be starting with. Let's start with Keith.
Start with
Let's start with you. Because you had a good week.
He's been cutting for this. He's been waiting for this all week.
Cancel all my Friday night plans for this. Yeah. No boozers tonight. But yes, slapped an 81 score. It was just a beautiful. The first one we got to talk about is goalkeepers, right? Because I've had a look at the ownership, and Danny Ward is still one of the highest owned goalkeepers. I just got to say to everybody, stop sleeping on goalkeepers. They've had enough. You know what I mean? Joseph Starr got 15 points this week. I believe someone else got 10.
Henderson got 14.
Henderson got 14 points. Another goalkeeper got 10 points. You know what I mean? Shout out Jose Sarr for the penalty save, the bonuses, and the penalty, and obviously keeping the clean sheet as well alongside Ait Nouri. Do you know what I mean? Like, Wolves are still keeping them clean sheets, fellas. Wolves are still keeping them clean sheets. Look at here. Is it Henderson there? 14 points this weekend. Sarr up there, 15 points this weekend. Nick Pope, 10 points. You know, that whole thing that was going on about with Danny Ward, should we get him in for a cheap? Was he worth the 0.5 million? Do you reckon after all that? Bilal, I'll go to you. Was it worth it?
Well, who you talking? Oh, Henderson.
You got Henderson, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't have I didn't have Henderson. I had Ward at Leicester. Ward. Even though I don't rate him, I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's a stinky goalkeeper. But Henderson for 4.5, I wish I had him in. Especially watching him against West Ham, he was unbelievable. And the guy has a lot of confidence as well, because he was talking about how he didn't want Ten Hag to see him in training before he just left.
It was crazy. He was talking as if there's an obligation to buy or an option.
Yeah, he said, Ten Hag, listen, the moment that guy sees me in training, David De Gea is out the window. He's out the door. So, fair play to him. He believes in himself, and he's shown what good qualities he has. And you just look at all of these players who are currently on form, even the likes of Xhaka. We're talking yesterday, Omar, on the the Young Bucks show about Xhaka's new advanced role. So you have to be looking at things like this in tactically. Maybe some players who are cheap valued, but the tactics of the coach maybe will allow them to express themselves even more. So I think there's a few players to watch out for. And when we get to maybe our game week 3, teams, I think we'll see some new faces. But Keith, talk about your team, man. Talk about everything that you went through, and how did you get 81 points? Because you're catching me in the league.
I'm catching you, bro. I'm creeping up there. Listen, okay. So for me, I think obviously spoke about Sarr as well. Ait Nouri, now it seems to be getting loads of games. As I said, I still think that Bruno living at large is going to be having some serious clean sheets going into this season. Carl Walker, we spoke about him as well. I can already see that his price is already starting to creep up. Really, really, really creep up, right? I got him for 5 million. He was cheap as chips, right? And I can already see him creeping up. He's already got me 2 clean sheets. And Trippier, Newcastle, this is the biggest surprise for me. I actually brought in Trippier for the assists, innit? For the corners, for the set pieces. But this is now the second clean sheet he's got me in a row. And dare we say it, Eddie Howe team looking defensively solid is something that I never thought I'd say. But here we are, 2 clean sheets in. And his games still look pretty nice as well. So,
Newcastle City this weekend, so someone's clean sheet's got to go.
Probably Newcastle's.
Hey, Kieran Trippier free kick in it and Carl Walker cutback, bro. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like that. The other one I got to shout out to is Martinelli. So I think there was a big toss up between Martinelli and Saka. I still think as a goal scoring like creative threat, I can see that Martinelli is going to be so much more involved this season. I think Saka too to a certain extent, but like I kept the faith in Martinelli. I see a few people cut him loose after the first round of games. Where it's getting a bit techie at the moment is Jared Bowen, man, my guy. You know what I mean? From East, like you know what I mean? Like Giza, I saw he scored a banger in the Europa Conference League qualifier. I'm hoping that he's going to come good. Riyad Mahrez, he's another one where I'm looking at him. I've saved my transfers, so this week I've not made a transfer, and I'm hoping to see what happens if Mahrez doesn't bang. I've got big question marks on him, and in the front too. So I've got a bit of a story about the Haaland situation. So I was getting alerts from the algorithm predictor saying, "Oh, by the way, Kane, his price is going to drop, and Haaland's going to go up." So by making that transfer before because obviously everybody sold Kane, and you've got to look out for that. If you see someone getting sold up quick time, you got to make a decision. And I ended up saving, I think I saved 0.3 million by just making that transfer from Kane to Haaland. Like it was just even though Kane scored in the end, I believe he scored in the last minute against Chelsea.
Last second, yeah.
His price drop just meant that it was just unaffordable. Haaland and Kane were the same price, and I thought, you know what, might as well keep my eggs in that basket. And Haaland's looking an interesting one now because for time it was always about Salah, Captain Salah. Everyone was Captain Salah. Now we finally got a differential captain. Now it's kind of like boom, who makes the decision ultimately can go ahead. And obviously this week by Captain Haaland, I think it just gave me that extra push. And Gabriel Jesus, need I say any more? I wish I put the fucking captain arm down. I'm sorry for swearing. I wish I put the captain armband on him. I was cussing. But again, was he now? Obviously, his price gone up a little bit, but someone triple captured Jesus already.
Some people have done it. I've seen some people go like 38 points.
Yeah,
honestly.
So Jesus obviously still a cheap one. So 81. I'm bagging my captaincy this weekend. I'm looking at Leon Bailey. Eric Bailey. I'm looking at Leon Bailey, partying it up and enjoying life. And I'm looking at Mahrez as well because I think them two could be getting the chop soon. So 81 points. I'm back in business.
I've been trying to tell you guys, man, stay away from these Aston Villa frauds, man. Like Leon Bailey. To be fair, Danny Ings, Watkins, they did have but I don't believe
I took out Ollie Watkins for Darwin Núñez.
It
goes on to get 2 assists.
That's a stinker. But still, I don't trust them Villa guys. But yeah, in terms of your team, Keith, I guess you got to be happy with that. Jose Sarr there as well, 15 points. That is an absolute joke. And then we'll see the Newcastle Man City game. I think Trippier, he could do a little something. And you're talking about Eddie Howe defensively as well. It's not too bad. Since he's gone to Newcastle, this like mid block, he's kind of playing. It's kind of tough to play in St. James's Park.
The arrival of Nick Pope as well, shrewd bit of business there for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's actually made more defensive signings. I feel this in terms of getting Dan Burn in, getting Boatman in, getting Gamarish in, Nick Pope. It's just
they had a bid for Madison turned down as well, so they are looking further upfield as well.
Yeah, definitely. But a solid outfit, and obviously, all that means is that Man City are going to beat them 6-0, and I'm going to get -3. I sit in hope.
Yeah, but let's move on and check out what you've done for game week 3, and talk us through your team. I don't see much changes. Was that Patterson coming in? He's gone into your first team.
Yeah, Patterson coming in. I think the Nottingham Forest game at home for Everton represents an opportunity for them to do something. I'm still not convinced Nottingham Forest going forward are the be all and end all. I mean, that fluke goal that they scored, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, I think Everton could pick up their first win, and I think Nori against Spurs away. That's just, I can't take 2 Wolves defenders. That would just be crazy. I think in terms of where I'm really looking at this moment in time is for me, it's going to be Jared Bowen against Brighton at home and the Martinelli for Bournemouth away. I'm really hoping that they can come through. Salah, captain, someone even said triple captain. He loves playing against Man United. And I think he's just gonna do a madness, real madness. The Triple City, as I said, the Triple City is under threat big time because, as I said before, I'm not liking Riyad Mahrez's contributions to this team so far. We've already had a word in the manager's office you know, he's got to come back and bring something to the table. But other than that, it's a bit of an awkward one this weekend. I'm not entirely confident. I never ever like having too many aways in my team, and literally the only people playing at home is Trippier for Man City at home and Nottingham Forest at home, and Brighton, who are on a bit of a tear up at the moment as well. So that can get a little bit techie, even if West Ham are there. But fingers crossed, we'll get something out of it. But I'm not that confident this weekend, I must say.
Yeah, let's start. Omar, what do you think of Keith's team? Are you worried that he's going to just keep on clearing you in this league?
It is a risky team. I'm the same with Keith, to be honest. When I see more A's than H's, then I'm like, it's the Salah captain is one where, look, I think maybe because me and Keith are Liverpool fans, we might feel that tension a bit more. It should be the shout of the weekend. I personally think. I think it is the captaincy shout. I think Kane at home against Wolves on paper might look good, but Wolves defensively very, very solid. The Mahrez one is the one I think I'm more concerned about on his team. I think Bowen is gonna produce. I think West Ham 2 very tough games. City at home, and then Forest, a pumped up Forest away. But yeah, the Martinelli Jesus dynamic. I think the Patterson one is very, very smart thinking, because is he still 4 million or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
4 million still. It's still cheap as chips. He's playing pretty much every week at the moment, right?
Yeah. The middle of your defense, the Trippier and Walker one, that's the risky one, isn't it? Because you've basically pin them head to head. But then it's one of those where with Trippier on set pieces, he's always a threat. So it is like it. I think it's more of a psychological thing when you see like a lot more teams go away and you're like, can they produce the goods? But you're talking about the likes of Man City, 3 Man City players away, 2 Arsenal players away, 2 Liverpool players away. So it's not like it's small teams. So maybe we should nip that in the bud a bit and just consider on paper, right, these teams, home or away, should be steamrolling.
Yeah, 100%. Brush, anything you want to add to Keith and Omar's
basically just to echo that, man. Obviously, the away thing is a bit of a concern, but what gives me a bit of peace is that a lot of our teams have the same core, so we'll all have that same issue. So I'm hoping it just balances out. The 2 players that I'll be looking at are probably Mahrez and Bowen. Bowen is a baller, innit? Like, he's going to produce numbers. It's just a matter of time. The thing is, they've got Cornet in there as well now, Scamacca coming in. So you just kind of need time for that to settle and see how it transpires. The Mahrez thing, Keith already touched on. He's already on his watch list. Luckily, he's at a price point where he's got some options. So if you wanted to, you could make that move to like a Kulusevski or something in a week or 2, and chilling.
Yeah, 100%. Who should we move on to next? You know what? Let's move on to my team. I think let's talk about my team. I want to see what's been happening.
Yeah.
And listen, my team this week, it's an average week, because I think the average score is 57 points this week. I only got 63 in the end. The Arsenal boys again, Martinelli, Jesus, they're saving me. And James, immense performance against Tottenham. Trippier doing the same thing for Newcastle as well. Robert Sanchez again. I'm telling you, this guy, listen, he's just going to slowly get me the points all season. I believe in this guy. I believe the way Brighton play. Yeah, he's going to get me the points. Zinchenko as well. That's the thing with FPL. Zinchenko was amazing against Leicester, but no goal, no assist.
Nothing.
It's not going to show up in the stats. Bowen again, no goal. Why is Declan Rice taking the penalty?
We had this on Twitter, didn't we, Keith? I'm convinced he took their pens last year when Martin Noble weren't on the pitch. Or am I mistaken by that?
I actually thought the opposite. So I thought it was Bowen that was on pens. That's hot. That is again. So I must have missed something. Maybe you're right. We got anybody in the chat, if they want to get involved in this. Was Declan Rice on penalties last season when Noble wasn't on the pitch, or was it Bowen? Like, who should we? Because honestly, that could add to the decision that I'm going to make with Jared Bowen. Because if he's not on pens, then
I don't remember Declan Rice taking any penalties last season. I feel like that was the first time I ever saw him even step up for a penalty. I might be mistaken, but he missed And obviously you can say it's a good save, but it's a penalty for me. If you don't score, you've missed. Like, it is what it is. For me, I was fuming when that happened. At least give it to the strikers or Declan Rice. Come on, the 100
To be
million
honest,
price tag on his
last
head.
season,
Yeah,
it was Lanzini took the most, which is weird.
but he's a good ball striker, so you can see that.
Yeah, Lanzini took. So they had Rice. I don't know why I had this image of Rice taking a penalty then, because he didn't take any and Bowen didn't take any. Antonio took 1, Noble took 2, and Lanzini took 3. So it's a span in the works for all of us.
Yeah. There's no set real guy. I'm the guy. Maybe it's Kamako when he comes into the team. He'll just start taking over. But yeah, right now in terms of penalty situations for West Ham, we'll have to wait and see if they even get another penalty anytime soon. Greenwood again, not making any impact on my bench. 0 points. But Nico Williams, 7 points there. Like this kid, man. Listen, I know Liverpool fans are getting onto him. Yeah, but he's a good attacking fullback. He gives that energy up and down the pitch.
It's another one who comes in at 4 million, so one for the bargain bucket.
It was him and Patterson for me, and it's so interesting. Keith's gone with Patterson because I feel the masses have gone with Williams off the back of that performance.
Yeah, definitely. We did see a spike in transfers in for Nico Williams, and what, Nico, God loves a trier. And let me tell you, bro, that guy is a trier if ever I've seen it. That performance against West Ham was just Nico at his best, innit? Do you know what I mean? Guy will try to hit that cross from deep. All of a sudden you're like, rah, this guy is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Why did Liverpool ever let him go? And then he'll do another one where just sky it into the rafters. Like, the guy is just unpredictable. But yeah, Bilal, you must be hurting with that 7, bro. That's a big. Has that made you think? Obviously, going into the Everton game, I don't know, Zinchenko, question marks.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm gonna keep it the same for now. I think in terms of the fullbacks, I will keep it the same. Zinchenko for me, he will start Bournemouth away as well for Arsenal. Like you'd expect. I think a lot of the Arsenal transfers have gone up as well. It's Jesus, I believe, now is on 79% ownership before 75. The people are starting to believe, even more than in Jesus, even more. So yeah, for me.
But Bilal, in FPL, there's people are fickle, man. First week, Jesus did nothing, and they shipped him out by the boatload and brought in Mitrovic.
Joke, honestly, yeah, that's what I started to say. People are fickle, and I don't know what it is. Like for me, Jesus at the price he was at, it's just a no-brainer. And the guy's, if he's a main attacker for a top 6 team, come on, at that price, you have to get.
And also, when you check the fixture list as well, and you just see that sea of green for Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. Arsenal got very comfortable fixture list for the most part. Let me get it up here. I think this is the slide that's going to come up in a second for the most picked players.
While you do this, I have a question for the rest of you. So Bilal, we were talking about this a bit yesterday about fixture times. Do you guys look a bit at the times of fixtures and sort of make judgments on that? Because at certain clubs, under certain atmospheres, under certain times of the day, seem to produce performances better than, say, a 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Like, if that Newcastle City game was a 3 p.m. Saturday game, I'd be thinking City are wiping the floor there. Now it's prime 4:30, Sky Sports, St. James's Park, all over City. I'm thinking that game is a lot harder for City already. Just like how the Everton Forest game is a 3 p.m. game, a bit under the radar. Fans might not be quite up for it. If that was maybe an evening game, Goodison's a different place. And all of a sudden, for example, Keith's Patterson shout, to me, looks a blinder. So I don't know if you guys look at that as well, or you just look at the fixture objectively.
Yeah, no, there's definitely an element of that, bro. Especially when it comes to the psychology of who you captain as well. Sometimes if the fixture comes on a Sunday, you're looking at that okay, this will give me a better idea if people flop on who they captained on a Saturday. And we'll talk a bit more about that when we get into my team, because that played a part in my captain choice this past week, waiting on that Monday game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just to clarify, and just to add on that, I definitely look at it like that Wolves against Spurs game. Early morning kickoff. That is why I'm not so comfortable with having a double Wolves, because I do think that Spurs are going to be up for this one, and I reckon it's going to be a big moment for them. So, you know, I'm just hoping for save bonus points with Salah at the moment, because I ain't got no keeper that's changing for him at this time.
Yeah, so yeah, it's all a bit mad right now, to be honest. But I was talking about some of the changes, you know, that I've been making in my team. And there's one guy that we've been speaking about, Brush, has been warning me, saying Grealish, even though you like him, he's a good player, but goals and assists sometimes just not there. And for me, the few minutes I saw of Andre Onana, yeah, come on for Everton, I saw this guy's a machine. I think this guy's going to change Everton's attacking fortunes a little bit. He's very different to the rest of the players that they've got. Looks like an absolute monster. And I think someone put up a question saying who's going to be the best under 7 million. Yeah, here we go. He says,
and
what's
how
the best
much does
player?
Onana come in at, Bilal?
5 million. So
5
for me,
million in a team with no offensive outlets.
exactly.
Wow.
If you Onana was in the box, I for Lille, he's played at centre back. He's played at centre. He can play everywhere. He's just a freak athlete. He's a freak player.
He's got that Pogba to him, if you know what I mean. You know the Everton goal against Villa where he sort of created it all by himself down that left hand side. Yeah. I was thinking like that's a very Pogba thing to do, where he can just take on players and just create stuff out of nothing. I think it's what Everton need, and you know he's going to be a key player for them. It's just right, Forest at home, I think good shout. Is it in the long run? Is he going to get the opportunity to produce that output that you want from him?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's always a worry when you pick a player who's playing for maybe a relegation threatened side, even. Well, Everton, they shouldn't be, but that's the reality of their situation.
But for that price, can you complain?
Yeah. Exactly. And for that price, not only did it give me the option to take out Grealish, I actually got rid of Greenwood as well. It was not offering absolutely nothing to my team, and I put in that guy.
That guy Welbs.
That guy Welbs, Welly. Yeah, that guy's in my team. As I said, Brighton play some of the best football, you know, in the league. They create a lot of chances, and Welbeck, for the most part, he will miss a lot of chances. Yes, he's not a top striker, but his movement, his work rate, his desire, as long as he doesn't get injured and he's in the team, he'll start for them every single week. So for me, 6.5 million, for me, I felt it was a little bit pricey. Like I felt maybe it should be like 6 million at least, but I'm not going to complain. Onana and Welbeck have come in, Grealish and Greenwood out. What you guys thinking? And yeah, just before we wrap up on my team.
Well, the first thing I'm thinking is deadline day. I'm looking at Welbeck, and I'm looking at Zinchenko, and I'm asking questions. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking 4-3-3. You know, do I release the hounds? Shall we say? Because you know West Ham have had a lot of injury issues. Ogbonna just came back to the fray yesterday. Dawson's still out, I believe. You know, they have looked a bit dodgy in the back. So, you know, I'm wondering, I'm feeling a bit of doubt in the head there with that guy. Because, you know what I mean? Welbeck, you know, we all know Welbeck, man. The man is the man of August. Do you know what I mean? The guy is the man of August. The guy does a madness. Then his hamstring goes, and then we don't see him till the end of the season. So, is now the time to capitalize on Welbeck. Particularly with the likes of, as I said, Zinchenko, not necessarily performing or putting it out. Arsenal, I still don't know if they're the clean sheet dons just yet. That would be my only kind of that'll be one of the things I'll be thinking of for sure. But apart from that, you know, that Onana, that is a really, I like that shout. Do you know what I mean? That's a differential shout if ever I've seen one. So I'm big up on that one. Big up on that. And just a quick one, just before I pass on, the question about £7 million options. Your current £7 million options are you got Robertson, you got Samaka, you got Grealish, you got Ings, and you got Zaha. So you've not got a big pool to play with. And I'd actually be holding off if you're going to make any 7 mil decisions, because it may look like Robertson will drop in price. Grealish is probably on his way to dropping in price as well. I'd be looking at someone like Mitrovic, man, 6.6 at the moment, and his prices are going to start to rise considerably. So, yeah, your 7 million options for something like an Onana, it's not quite there as far as I'm not concerned. Zaha maybe as an option, but I'd hold tight on that, as I think there's quite a lot of price changes in that market right now.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I've lost it. Yeah, that Welbeck one. I just want to add to what Keith's saying. I think, you know what? Like, the one thing you're going to get with Brighton is a team that comes at you and attacks no matter where they are, home, away, no matter who the team is. And they're looking at a vulnerable West Ham team right now that are 0-2. So, look, Brighton, whether they win that game or not, they're creating chances. So, are you going for that, or are you going to choose Zinchenko, who's playing in the 5:30 p.m. kickoff at probably a raucous Vitality Stadium, if it can ever get to that? And Arsenal, that like you said, are they the
Omar, I think you got too much doubts about my team, bro. Come on. It was first Gabriel Jesus isn't that guy. Now it's Bournemouth. It's a scary atmosphere. Come on, calm it down. It's calm, bro. Like I think.
Listen, I'm going to reassure you, Bilal. That's the team I would pick based on the selections you have available. For me, Zinchenko wins out just because of the fixture. It's Bournemouth. On paper, at least, you should slap Bournemouth. Obviously, games aren't won on paper, but this is where we see what Arteta's made of.
Trying to plant those seeds, boy.
And the thing with Welbeck as well, he's so hit and miss. Even if Brighton have a good game, it's more likely to be a Pascal Groves or Trossard that turn up.
Yeah. Trossard's moved into... I really like Trossard. That's a good shout that you mentioned him, but I think he's been played in wing-back a lot of the time this season. He's not playing in that front three, so to speak. So
they're a very well-drilled team. I like the way they attack, but Welbeck for me, I don't know if he's that guy, man. It's very hit and miss.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, man, let's move on from my team. I think it's time for Brush's team, man. Let's just go straight into it. What is going on here?
Terrible. I think I was below the average by a couple of points as well this week.
3 points,
Yeah, man. So, do you know what? Funny enough, come Sunday night, I was chilling. I was thinking, I'm on a 49, 50. All right, it's below the average, but I'm sitting pretty, knowing that I've got 3 Liverpool players to come. Whichever way I broke it down in my head, I was like, I'm going to get at least a double-digit return between the 3 of them. And it all just went pear-shaped. Trent, obviously, as soon as they conceded, I was like, oh, man. But that's still cool. I was like, nah, Trent, you can get me an assist. If anything, he will assist Nunes or Salah. So, I'm going to double up on the points. Nunes hit the bar before getting sent off. That was, madness. Just anything and everything that could have gone wrong on that Monday did. So that's basically how I've ended up with my total.
Bro, you're still holding on to Sancho, man.
He's out now.
Okay. Yeah,
he's out now. So from the first week, Keith, I actually thought, do you know what, let me roll over the transfer and I'll do a bit of planning. But we'll get to that when we come to our changes, man. It all went out the window.
Omar, any thoughts? Your guy Darwin Nunes.
I don't want to give thoughts because until when you man come to my team, it's gonna be curtains for me.
Now I'm thinking Brush picking 3 Liverpool players. He's the witch.
Listen. If that's the case, I need to keep on it, man.
Me and Brush were in the same boat. I think this game week, Sunday night, chilling, knowing that if we had a Salah, Darwin, Trent return,
bro. Listen, I had a little quiet smirk on my face. I think I jinxed it, man.
I know. I was quietly confident. I was seeing people talking up Saturday and Sunday. I was like, just you wait till these boys hit their stride, and then the witch struck, and here we are. So. Yeah, the Lingard one, like me, that magical assist for Awani.
Listen, it was such a jammy assist, bro. It was 100%. Such a jammy assist. And for anyone looking at Nottingham Forest as well, please properly watch that game back. It's unbelievable how they managed to keep a clean sheet on any other day West Ham score.
Yeah, lose like 3-1 on any other day, 3-4-1.
Yeah.
West Ham really should have won that game. It's very unlucky. But yeah, man, let's just go straight into your game week 3 team because I think, that's looking interesting. So, here we go. This is your game week 3
team. A lot of changes. So I ended up making 3 changes. So I had 2 transfers that rolled over. So the two that I made initially were Kyle Walker coming in, and I think Martinelli for Sancho. So Martinelli for Sancho, nice and easy. And I got those deals done before the price changes, which was key.
Nice.
Which is why you will notice that Nico Williams is the one gone and not Patterson. That was just a call I made. It was the night before. It was before the result. It was before the results had actually gone through. But yeah, I was quite happy with that. Then Monday rolled around. Obviously, the red card and a 3-match ban. And then I was left with a decision. I could either bench Darwin and play Neto, and then Darwin's price would continue to drop, or I could take a 4-point hit and bring someone else in. And that's what I did. I went for Ivan Toney because he is Brentford's main attacking outlet. And their fixtures are looking good as well. As long as he plays and plays 90 minutes, I'll get 2 points of that -4 back, and anything else he does should cover the 4-point hit.
Yeah, 100%. I think you made some interesting changes there. I'm seeing Martinelli, of course, is in there. Tony is a massive, massive shout. For me, Brentford, the way they play, it's so physical, it's so quick, it's exciting to watch. Their manager, I love him. Like, he's a nutter, man. If you listen to his interviews or anything, even the stuff like his tactical reasonings behind stuff, he's so nice, interesting to listen to. So for me now, the team, I think, is now starting to shape up. Andreas, though, you've kept him in. And
I mean, he's
Pereira,
bench fodder. He's 4.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had a spare transfer and nothing else to do, that might have gone to like a De Silva at Brentford, who's doing bits at the moment. But yeah, I just couldn't stretch to that. So that's bench fodder. He plays. That's the only reason he's there.
There's one question. Someone asked this question, and I find it interesting. It says, "Question: Has a Neto bandwagon crashed?" Because I had him in my team. Keith, I'm not sure. I don't think you have him in your team.
Nope.
But me and Brush have him in our team. So Neto.
So with Pedro Neto, I mean, he's an unbelievable player. But end product is what it's all about in FPL, and that concerns me. So depending on how the game week goes, if I've got nothing else to do, I probably will ship out Neto and probably downgrade him, only so that I'll have some funds in the budget if I want to make changes elsewhere.
And just a note on Neto, his price is due to drop tomorrow. So he's going from 5.5 to 5.4. So in answer to that question, absolutely the Neto bandwagon is crashing in the stock market as it is. So if you're considering a last-minute shift in Neto's, you got the question mark on Neto, I would suggest to get that 0.1 million while you can, because that won't be there tomorrow.
Yeah, it's coming like Cineworld at this point.
That's what. Yeah, that's what it is, man. So yeah, on my squad, the only concerns I have going forward are probably Lingard and Walker. Lingard was, I mean, it's 6 million. I can't really complain, but yeah, it was a jammy assist. But when I look in that 6 million range, Rodrigo's a player that I'm keeping a keen eye on. He's started the season on fire for Leeds, and Patrick Bamford's not scoring. So if he's the main outlet that's going to provide goals, then yeah, very interesting price point he comes in at. I think he's gone up to about 6.2 now.
Yeah, Rodrigo's an interesting player because like when he first joined from Bielsa, the hype around Rodrigo was so mad, but
and then he was on the bench a lot, wasn't he? Which surprised a lot of us.
Lightweight, he looks so just not Premier League ready.
This season. Leeds are a bit of dark horses this season. I think a lot of people just expected them to flop, but I think they're going to do all right. That Aronson looks a decent player as well. Josh Harrison as well, getting stuck in there, providing some points.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the Leeds and Chelsea game and the Wolves Tottenham game could be interesting because Tuchel and Conte, from what I can tell, they're both suspended. Like the managers won't be there, so that maybe could give a bit like Neto. Maybe just keep him in. You never know. And
then the Kyle Walker one. I mean, a £5 million route into a Man City defense was just too good for me to not take up at the time. Obviously, in light of what's happened with Darwin and having more funds. Now I'm thinking, is there a way to get Cancelo in there somewhere? That's just something for me to ponder going forward. You will notice at the moment as well, the captain's armband has switched from Salah to Arsenal. Arsenal's Jesus. I don't know about that one, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a lottery between the three, between Salah, Jesus, and Haaland. At the moment, I've got it on Jesus just because it's Bournemouth and Arsenal on a very rich reign of form, and I would expect it to continue. And in FPL, you have to ride these waves where people are just in form. And Salah, it is a bit concerning. But I've done this before where I've taken the armband off Salah before United play them, and it's come back to bite me in the arse.
You don't need to enjoy
it could get very messy on Monday.
Yeah, you keep it that way, yeah? Yeah, we'll keep it that way. Just a message from the Wolf of Wall Street over here that about Rodrigo. I think someone wanted some additional information about him. He's a midfielder, which is really interesting. I believe he's a forward, right? And he's listed as a midfielder. And at 6.1, one of FPL's most legendary things to do is to have a forward as a midfielder in life. And his price will go up to 6.2 tonight.
Yes, Grizz was on here last week, and he had a similar sort of thing in mind with his pick of Rashford. But obviously, he didn't contemplate how much of a hot mess Man United were. If you want an out of position player who's going to get you attacking returns, then Rodrigo is the guy.
Yeah, we'll see what Casemiro even does when he comes to Man United.
Bro, he's just going to add to the mess, man. But that's a conversation for another day.
This is pessimism on another level at this point with you, mate.
Listen, Casemiro is going to have a shock and a half when he comes in and plays next to McTominay or Fred.
Listen, well, from what people are saying, Casemiro and Fred unbeaten for Brazil.
That's for Brazil. You need to look at the rest of the team as well, bro, and the structure. It's bad.
You can't just trying to give you some positivity
into a hot mess.
It's so mad how United have probably picked up the Brazil starting midfield. In the mess they're in,
but it's crazy though, bro. It's Glazonomics at its best, man. Like he's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong, but you've effectively just helped them balance their books in the Tchouaméni deal. So they're building for the future. You've picked up a player who's only going to decline going forward. He's the last of a dying breed of destroyer type midfielder. I love a destroyer type midfielder, but they're quite limited in what they can do. It's a hot mess, man. I'm going to stop it there. Otherwise, I'm just going to go on a rant about United.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, we'll leave it there and we'll see how it pans out. Asking here, will Casemiro play on Monday? I think. What's today?
Please.
It's too late, no?
Yeah, it's too late. I don't think the work permit and stuff will be sorted as well. So, he's definitely missing that.
Yeah, surely had to be registered probably today even to be able to play. So, anyway, guys, that's Brush's team. Interesting decisions there. Sancho finally gone. Yeah, the scam.
He was only there for 2 weeks, but it was 2 weeks too many.
Listen, you got to make these decisions. I did it with Grealish.
Listen, my only saving grace is that I made the changes early, so I didn't lose any money.
Exactly, 100%. Anyway, Omar, this is even more stinky than.
And suddenly I feel a tad bit better.
Look at the Look at the bench. Look at the bench.
Oh,
look at the bench.
Need some Buemo.
Oh, jeez.
Yo, when Buemo scored on Saturday night, I was on cloud 9. I was on cloud 9.
Wow.
When Lingard got that assist, I was on cloud 9. Yeah. And then Monday night happened. I don't want to talk about it. Look. I'm notoriously a very proactive FPL man. When I'm up, I'm proactive. When I'm down, I'm even more unremitting. So there is a wild card going to be played, and it's going to happen this week. Because maybe I have a bit of a obsession with Felipe Coutinho. That sort of love story sort of dragged me in. But Darwin Núñez, man, what are you doing? Like, not just for my love of Liverpool Football Club, but for FPL, man. Bro, you should have been on a hat trick really after the first half. Like, there were chances there. Trent had a couple assists. Salah weren't clinical. It's fine margins, but look, if you're gonna have stinkers, just like real life, it's best to have it earlier in the season. Don't really know where to start. I mean, Sanchez, like Bills, that's my goalkeeper. I'm sure everyone has their goalkeeper. Keith has Salah. For me, it's the man from Brighton. Ben White, probably going to come out either way. I mean, Trent still racked up 3 points somehow.
What made you bench Trippier for White, Holmes?
I didn't think they would keep a clean sheet at Brighton. I thought Arsenal would keep a clean sheet.
Were you not tempted by his potential attacking returns though, compared to that of Ben White?
Mm-hmm.
I was, but then I also look at. I just thought I'd play it a bit more safe. Sort of backfired in a way.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean Martinelli, Lingard, thank you. Barry Kane. Oh boy, after that Kane goal, I was up there. I was like, yeah, like this game might be going well. But yeah, it didn't turn out well. It was really the Liverpool boys that ruined me, which is sad. So big change,
especially because you had Ollie Watkins.
Yeah. Oh no.
I took the -4 hit as well.
The stink fest here.
Awful.
Yeah, so that was probably cost me about what? Probably
so what? You're 6 points down instead of being 10 points up.
14 points, 14, 15 points. So yeah, it could be a different story. But hey, it's early days. I'm struggling. I'm in the mud, to be honest. And I've got to find a way out. So the only way right now for me is to use that sacred wild card.
Wow.
That often.
We need a horn or something.
What kind of knock has Coutinho got?
I don't know, but he's out. He's out.
Yeah, Coutinho's. I mean,
his price has dropped as well. I saw he was 6.9 last time I checked.
Yeah, 630,463 managers have transferred.
Wow,
the guy is finished, man. The guy is finished.
Highest transfer out after Darwin Núñez. It seems that the Villa stinkers is pertinent within the FPL community because Cash, 460,000 people have got rid of him. Bailey, 442,000 people have got rid of him. So, if you want a tip, Aston Villa could very well turn into a differential if this carries on the way it's going. There's no trust. There's no trust in Villa right now.
Yeah, I think I was listening to. I think it was Grizz. I think Grizz, if you're in the comments, like confirm it was you who said it, not someone else. But he said like Gerrard might have like 3 games to save his job or something like that. The pressure is on. But regardless of whether it's 3 games or 6 games, their pressure definitely is on. Because for me, as I keep saying, Villa, very suspect. I know they beat Everton on the weekend, but even Everton towards the end could have come back, could have made it 2-2 very easily. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Omar, honestly, I don't think it can get any worse than this. Like the only way is up from here, surely.
the only way is up, isn't it?
So, only way is up. Yeah. So I'm not. You can't see my game week 3 team because I'm not decided on it yet. There's a lot of hard thinking. I'm gonna have a late night. Get the burn the night oil. Is that the saying? Yeah, burn the night oil. Hello, Keith.
So hold on, Holmes. Are you looking to activate wildcard for this week tonight?
Yeah.
Before the deadline.
Yep.
Okay.
So
anyone in the comments want to give Omar some tips?
I'll tell you what. So I've got to compromise a bit. I've got to find a way to sort of at least level things up because I think I'm 40 points off or something, right? Not the end of the world in the grand scheme of things, not the end of the world, but I need to sort of you need to, it's like managers going to a back 5. You shore things up, you make sure you keep that clean sheet first, then you can start building. So the way I'm leveling that up, I'm getting the man Jesus in, as much as it pains me. You
have to apologize, write a letter, send it to Arsenal, and then say
there'll be a digital letter to all of you, especially you, Bilal. I'll be in your WhatsApp.
I need that letter.
Listen, we do have to keep in mind it's 1 game, innit? Like, let's see how he does going forward.
I still want the apology. I don't care.
He's not allowed to bring him in until he apologizes.
But yeah, he's gonna come in. I'm sticking with Barry Kane though, because I have this thing. I call him Harry Kane, because I'm still backing him over Haaland just as that sort of differential element. I was looking at Rodrigo, to be honest. I pretty much had him in my sort of draft for the wild card, and then ultimately we'll keep Trent, Walker. I'm looking at Reece James. I'm looking at the Chelsea wing backs, to be honest. I think Cucurella's sort of got the nod over Chilwell. So I think. Look,
are you not afraid of rotation there though?
Which is why I'm probably leaning a bit more towards Reece James, because whether he's.
I'll tell you what though, with Reece James, I noticed he slipped into the right hand side of a back three.
I think even if he is there, one, he is still on set pieces, and two, he is he's Chelsea playing a really weird way where they're able to switch between a 3 and a 4 at the back. Really, really clever way. So James still, even at right centre back, is able to get himself up the pitch into.
Yeah, because BILAL mentioned this to me in game week 1, and it's something that I have kept an eye on with James.
Yeah.
Go on. One thing in the chat, someone asked about Ollie Watkins and they had him on the bench. I want to throw that out to you. I mean, should we keep Ollie Watkins? Should you even bring Ollie Watkins in? He's only owned by 3.7% of.
Great differential option.
Big differential option.
I'm looking at the forwards. I'm looking at a Skamaka, maybe.
Okay.
I know he scored yesterday. Because I'm gonna have Kane and Jesus in there. I'm trying to look for a differential in that forward line now. So look, I could stick with Mbeumo. I could go to Tony. I could go.
If you stick with Mbeumo after your wild card, I am gonna cuss you next week.
He's lethal.
You have to.
All right.
I love it. Back your
the guy I was actually going to go for, just completely forgot, is Mitro, because I think a lot of Chelsea, a lot of Fulham's goals or threat of goals goes through him. So it's natural. He's on pens, whatever. He's a target man. He's going to be in there poaching. So it is likely that my front three will look like Jesus, Kane, Mitrovic. What I do anywhere else, we'll see. We'll have to see. I know Rodrigo's gonna be in my considerations. I've got to sort of try and find ways to steady the ship, but also try and creep up the board again. So I'm in a tricky position, but never say never. Tough times never lost.
Exactly. So that's Omar's team, and as I say, can't get any worse than that. And quickly, let's just look at Grizz's team and let's see if he's done well this week. So here's his team from game week 2, same point as me. And you look at his team, Saliba, straight away you see the minus there because of his own goal. That's never good for the FPL. But Jesus, Haaland, Zaha performing against his own team. So
why, Grizz, would you put Zaha on the bench? You know the guy bangs against Liverpool all the time. That's just straight bias there to have Zaha. And Zaha's third sub.
That's a true fan. That's a true fan.
That's mad, especially because he knew how much of a stinker Rashford had as well. To choose Rashi over Zaha is a bit mad.
There must be a Rashford to Liverpool link somewhere because I don't know what other reason you're keeping Rashford in the team. Honestly, Rashford in there. Callum Wilson only 2 points, but to be fair, I think it's a decent week overall. So it's a decent.
And Callum Wilson is a decent shout as well in that sort of 7.5 range.
Yeah.
The thing is, fits. Yeah, go on, Keith.
Sorry, no, I was just gonna say it's so hard to. He's another one where it's kind of like. You enjoy having Callum Wilson, and then all of a sudden he gets taken away from you. Do you know what I mean? Like the guy just disappears, and it really is such a frustrating thing to have him.
He always picks up an injury, doesn't he? Because otherwise he's very good points wise. He's quite consistent. Zaha is an interesting one because again we talk about these midfield options who play further forward, and everything at Crystal Palace does usually goes through Zaha.
Exactly. For me. Yeah, that's the debate. Like Wilson or Welbeck. Welbeck 6.5. For me, I'd rather save $1 million, get Welbeck in. I feel like they offer similar stuff and also have the same risk as well that they could just disappear, as Keith is saying, through injury or whatever. But yeah, overall, I think that's a decent week for Grizz. Nico Williams as well featuring the team. Haaland again. Cucurella. I don't think no one else has Cucurella in our teams.
It's a man. So, I don't know. He got the assist, didn't he, for Koulibaly?
Yeah,
you took the corner, right?
And what a finish as well from Koulibaly. That was great.
He didn't mean it.
He could be this year's Rudiger. I'll
Yeah,
see.
he could.
He
He has
be.
to be.
So, yeah, so we'll see about that one.
Yeah,
5.5 million he comes in at, and he's nailed on.
100.
Cucurella.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Oh no, Cucurella's 5, bro.
Five.
Cucurella's even cheaper.
See,
I was talking about Koulibaly.
Cucurella's only 5 million.
Yeah, he's only 5 million.
Listen, guys, I think that's a good
But
shout.
you know, they obviously it's because they priced it when he was at Brighton.
Yeah. But even at Brighton at 5 million, he would have become in my options. But I think Zinchenko was a similar price. So for me,
yeah,
I'd rather go with Zinchenko.
And obviously, just on that real quick, is Cucurella will probably go up in price tomorrow. So again, if you're considering him, you're watching this tonight, you better make that decision quick because his ownership is going up like crazy. He's already 10% on ownership.
Yeah, Ohms, I think it's our time. I think it's about 1:30 in the morning when the price changes actually occur. So for your wild card, keep that in mind.
Don't I? Yeah,
yeah, keep that in mind. Don't wait till after 1 to pull the trigger on confirming.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Grizz here with his game week 3 team. He's put Trent on the bench, and he did say here he's going to take out all of his Liverpool players. So I'm not sure what's happening. Is it the nerves before the United game? I don't know what's getting to him, but yeah, Andreas is in this first 11. Not too sure. Rashford, guys, surviving in his team somehow. That seems to be Grizz still. He has faith, that you can't. And Zaha captain.
That's mad faith.
Salah.
Nah. This is some mind games, bro. Andreas is on the pitch. He's injured, bro. Hey, Grizz, you changed your team, yeah? This is a kind of bit suspect. Captain, Wow.
Oh yeah. Honestly,
be eating our words.
That's really brave. I kind of rate it like the Bears.
He must not rate Villa like me because captain in Zaha.
Listen, Diego Carlos is out injured as well, so Grizz has probably seen Tyrone Mings back in the fold and thought, I'll have a bit of that.
Grizz don't rate Diego Carlos.
He's never rated him as well for me. He's one of these.
He's so very rash. He's one for FIFA more than actual football.
Exactly, but he thinks did his Achilles tendon, so he's going to be out for a while. So
6 to 9 months, I think they were saying.
Yeah, Achilles. Apparently, I've never done that injury. I hope I never do it as well. But apparently, it feels like a gunshot. When it actually
pops, essentially.
Pops, yeah, mad injury. So I remember Koscielny did it at Arsenal one time. Never the same. I had to finish after that. But yeah, hopefully that's not the case for him because just got his big money move. And I don't know, like the Premier League as well. There's still new transfers happening. They're talking about Morgan Gibbs-White, of course, going to Nottingham Forest.
The fees being discussed are madness as well.
Super League,
45 million, just about. It's crazy. Guys hardly played.
Exactly. They're saying with the Premier League is a Super League now. This is what everyone's saying now. So, and the more these kind of transfers keep happening, the Cucurellas and all of this, it really is what it is,
Bro.
But yeah.
Why are Forest spending 45 million? What is happening to football? I just clocked that on Gibbs White. Why?
They got money, man. They got money.
You see his YouTube compilation for the goals he scored.
Listen, the other thing that was crazy this week to me was Aaron Gordon. For some reason, Chelsea won him. I don't know what's worse, the fact that they bid 45 million or the fact that Everton turned it down.
But Everton just sold Richarlison. But the thing is with Everton, they're probably waiting for 60 million. And Chelsea at this point is similar to Man United.
The mind boggles because I've seen that kid. I don't see the big deal.
He has a lot of energy. That's what it is. And he can press a lot. He doesn't give up. Technically, he's not a bad player as well. So maybe if
I see a lot more in Jacob Ramsey when I saw him.
Yeah, all of these players, to be honest, they're all at the same point where they're showing a lot of good qualities, but you don't know exactly where they could go. Like, are they going to become top class or not? So that's why the figures that they're throwing about for these 21-year-olds were not really doing much. It's crazy. Imagine football 15 years ago. Like, you'd have some bog standard players then going for 50 million.
Listen, back in the day, you could get the younger players a tad cheaper, but now it's like they project like their ceiling and add in all of those future incentives now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's why I rate some of the business Chelsea have done with, especially that Carney Chukwuemeka guy from Villa. Only 20 million. The hype he's got, that's a good deal. But when you start spending more than that, really, for a youngster, I don't know. It doesn't really make too much sense. But anyway, guys, this is our game week 3 table.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm still top, but Keith is coming. I can
Oh,
feel it.
50
I can
points.
feel
That's
it.
fine. That's fine.
Undertaker. I'm telling you, bro. I'm coming for that top spot, baby.
Yeah.
It's tight. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Glad to see more all in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still holding on.
No, we are all in it. Trust me. Come game week 37 when I'm 16 clear of Keith, and we're squabbling. We're squabbling. I'm throwing triple, quadruple bluffs in there. He doesn't know what's coming. I'm in his head. Oh, just you wait.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. Brush. Yeah. You're getting overtaken, but it is what it is. You're gonna have to.
It is
come
what
back
it is, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint, innit?
Exactly. At the end of the day, you can't take it too seriously.
I can't afford any more weeks like that, though. I do need to be a bit careful, but we'll see.
Yeah. Me and Keith are hoping. We're hoping you guys just fall away and we can have our Pep and Klopp, battle at the top.
As long as there's about 50 points maximum between me and top, I don't mind.
Yeah, that could change.
Anything beyond that, it does get a bit difficult to chase down.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, guys, I think this has been a good show. We've touched on everything that we wanted to touch on. Game week 3 is coming up. I've got the fixtures here. So we've got a lot of games. Tottenham Wolves tomorrow. And then we've got Everton, Forest, Leicester, Southampton, Fulham, Brentford, Palace, Villa, Bournemouth, Arsenal, which apparently is going to be a crazy hostile atmosphere, according to Omar. West Ham, Brighton.
The vitality clappers will be out, boy.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Newcastle, Man City. And then on Monday, the big one, United, Liverpool. That's going to be fireworks.
Keith, quick question, and to Brush actually. Yesterday, BILAL said that Arsenal United was the biggest game in Premier League history. Surely Liverpool United, no matter what.
Listen,
I said, yeah. No.
At the peak of the rivalry, I understand where he's coming from. Those Wenger versus Fergie battles were epic. Obviously, United, Liverpool were like rivals, but in the 90s, Liverpool weren't quite there. Okay, so all the hype was Arsenal United. So I'd probably agree with that.
I guess Liverpool and United have never met in the Premier League era when they're both like
when they're both good. Yeah. One's always been up, the other's been down. It's never been both of us competing at the same time.
Yeah, I'll have to second that, but I suppose that's a bit of old boys biased, shall we say?
But genuinely though, if you can go check out some of those Premier League years, bro. The battles between Fergie and Wenger were just something different. It was felt throughout the squad as well. The players had beef, everyone had beef, the fans.
That's an interesting point. I was having a discussion with one of my friends time ago, and he was talking about how
the fact that Wenger came in, revolutionized the Premier League with his diets and all the things he was doing. They did the double, then we came back with the treble. It was all mad.
Yeah, even the treble season of United, really, Arsenal should have won the double that year. They bottled it.
Even that, like on paper, people look at it and go, "Wow, they did the treble," but it was all very close margins.
Exactly.
And Arsenal wasn't Leeds or something.
It was. I mean, we beat them in the FA Cup because Schmeichel saved the penalty and it went into extra time, and everything was just tight margins, man.
So Bergkamp could have finished it off.
That penalty goes in, treble's dead.
But that's the thing. Even the invincible season for Arsenal, like the penalty of Van Nistelrooy misses. Like if he scores 1-0 United, the invincible season doesn't happen.
You got the way Keown celebrated jumping over him. There was Pizzagate, the Vieira versus Keane thing. It was a time, man. What a time.
Exactly. But anyway, guys, as I said, it's been a good show. Good content, good guys. So honestly, please, guys, if you haven't already, smash the like button and just spread this to your friends, whatever. And make sure, most of all, you subscribe to the channel. And we're out.
We'll catch you next week.
Yeah, catch you next week.